because a couple of months ago on socials somewhere, you posted there was like 17 engagements that you did in 1 month from a speaking perspective. That's quite a stamina, and you obviously love it, right? You obviously love it, but that's quite a pace, and you do have 4 young children. But from a perspective of the pace that takes, what are some of the tips that you give people you would love to, like if I asked you to share, and that's what I'm doing, ask you to share how do you actually keep that sort of pace up? Because people say that they dream of that and then they find it exhausts them. So
Yeah.
what was it that you love and didn't love about it? And what are the tips that you give people?
Yeah, I think I actually didn't know how I would survive that month. I kind of went into it being like, I'm definitely going to be sick and have no voice by the end of this. And then neither of those things happened,
Yep,
which
that's
was
always
like,
that's a bonus.
so I guess my advice would be like, make sure that you have your grab bag is really facilitated for speaking. I mean, I live in a regional area, so I'm always traveling. So I've had a bit of practice. But even if you're doing all events in your city, right, it's having earplugs or noise dimmers if you're sound sensitive, because being in crowds for long amounts of time can be a little bit overstimulating. Even I would say I'm a pretty social person, and even I get to that point. But also when I stay in hotels, having earplugs is like a massive go-to. Throat lozenges, making sure you always have water, and particularly kind of tepid or room temperature water is a
Yeah.
really, really big thing, and remembering to actually keep hydrated. If you're going to be speaking at lots of events, actually plan eating. I know it sounds insane, but
I
when
did
you
not see
speak
that one coming.
but when you speak a lot, you are speaking on stage. I often don't really like to eat a big meal before I go on stage because
Either do I.
you want to be
Yeah.
kind of energetic. And then you come off stage, and if hopefully people want to talk to you. And so it's very hard to get to eat anything. So having like protein, bars
Bars?
or like
Yep.
quick snack things in your little duffel bag for like when you get in the cab to go to the next event is a real lifesaver. My other things are planning quiet time. So when I travel and I'm doing a lot of speaking events, I will often stay an extra night and be away from my family to have a night of just recouping and not actually having to open my mouth is really, really nice. And then with that particular event in March, my very last set, I had an entire week in Sydney with 4 events back to back. And I booked a really nice suite in a really nice hotel, because that's also part of when I was planning the month and I knew that I was about to do all of these events. And there was one day where I was in 3 different states in a day. I
Yeah.
gave a presentation in the morning in Sydney. I drove to Canberra, presented in Canberra, and then flew to Melbourne and spoke in Melbourne. When I was planning that whole month in logistics, I thought, you know what? I'm going to cover that extra fee and stay somewhere really nice for that last week, just so I can make sure that I'm very comfortable when the wheels might be coming off just a little bit. So that really helped. But yeah, just self-care, checking in with yourself, and also as much as possible getting mics at events so that you're not having to project your voice. And the other great thing, I've been looking into this, but I worked with a really fantastic lecturer who did lots and lots of public speaking, and he had received voice coaching from a singer about how to protect your voice while you project as well. So if you find you're someone that does get a lot of sore throats and you get a bit hoarse,
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, absolutely.